Hello everyone, and welcome back to my crafting world. My name is Anna. So when I got my ASC design team package, I showed you the wedding paper, wedding paper pads from Stamperia, and I said I was going to make a wedding album. So this is a tutorial on how I am going to make mine. Okay, so I'm going to tell you as we go along. I will tell you what you need. So you are going to need 2 chipboard pieces that are 6.5 by 7, one for the front and one for the back cover, and then you're going to need your spine piece, which is 2.5 by 7. So you just need one of those. And we are going to cover our chipboard pieces to create our mini album. And this is just 8.5 by 11 sheets of white cardstock that are 65 pounds. And we are going to join these, and then we are going to glue them to the covers. So I've already put a piece of tape on here, and this tape, let me tell you what this tape measures, 1/2 inch. And again, I am going to link all the materials you need. I'm sorry, I'm going to link the ASC Crafts. I'm going to link their website in the description box, and I'm also going to put the my discount code, so you guys can go in there and see what it is that you didn't know you needed. Okay guys, so I have just joined this piece of 8.5 by 11, and again I did just go ahead and cut it down a little bit. So you're going to take your spine piece first, and you are going to put it right there in the center of the joined pieces. I think I can zoom you out. There we go. And we're going to glue this down, and all you have to do is put adhesive on the back. Now I've already prepared some of my, or a lot of my stuff, that way I don't keep you on here for too long. So let me remove the backing, and I will place it right in the center here. Okay, there we go. And then I have a little, let me find it guys, I have a little cheat strip of spacing, so I can space those appropriately. So now let me remove the backing from the front and back covers. And guys, this 2-inch tape, I only use it for my mini album covers because, okay, let me get my pokey tool. I don't want anything to, you know, to lift off, or, you know, just, I want to make sure it's all adhered very well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, because I'm really bad about, you know, putting things straight. So I am going to put my ruler right there, try to get it as straight as I can, and then I'm going to put your 7-inch side. This is a 6, so the 7-inch side is going to be 7 inches tall. So I'm going to put the 7-inch side right there. Hopefully that's about straight. I think it is. There we go. And then the other side. I'm not very good at making albums, but okay. Let me remove the backing to the other cover. Okay. All right, my 7-inch side. It needs to come down just a tad. Okay, I think that's going to be, that's a little wide, but okay, there we go. There is that. And I'm going to use my little corner tool that I got from them, because I want to make sure I cut these appropriately with enough space. So I have the right, at least I think it's the right one, and I'm going to draw a line going across, and I'll just cut that. I'm going to truss this thing. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be enough space. I am going to cut this end down just a little bit, because I only want about an inch border all the way around. Okay, so that's about an inch all the way around. I am going to cut these little corners. You know what, before I do that, I'm going to add my tape. That way the tape is cut down to the right size. Now this little brayer thing that I showed you guys that I had bought, I like it. Maybe I'll go out and get me a roll brayer, but this is fine. So I am going to add tape along the sides here. And I'm just going to go all the way across. That one. And I'm trying to get it as close as I can to the edge, guys. That's why it's taking a little bit longer. Alrighty, now I'm going to cut those edges. Here it goes, guys. Okay, so you can get your chipboard through ASC as well. I am going to take my little tool here, and I'm going to go along the side just to start to fold it up a little. And I didn't put down my catch-all. I want it to bend straight, guys. That's why I'm using this. Okay. Now I am going to start to bend the flaps up. I don't want them to crack, so I'm going slowly. Okay, I am going to add a little bit of glue on the flaps. All right, time for these corners. You have to tuck those in a little bit so you don't have a pointy corner. Yay, my corners are covered.
Alright, this one.
Yes, that looks good. Now let's crease that a little bit. Here's me. Here it is. There we go, guys. That looks good. No cracks. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay. I do like to flatten out the edges. I just think it gives it a crisper, cleaner look. See how straight that looks versus this side. I like that. Alright, I am happy with that. Okay guys, but before I go on, I am going to, you know me and these marks. Alright, I'm going to set that aside for a second. Now we're going to work on the spine. Okay, or the, put this away. Okay, so for the spine piece, you will need a piece of cardstock, and this is 65-pound cardstock, 6.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it every 1/2 inch until you get to 7 inches. So what I did was I put it on my scoreboard, and it's 8.5. On the 8.5 inch side, I actually started at 1.5. So you do 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, all the way till you get to 7. 7 is your last score mark. So you are going to have, let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 12 score marks, okay? And this becomes your hinge. So after you do your score marks, you're gonna pinch the first 2 score marks together. The reason I didn't put one here was because when I put it down, I would like to score it myself to make sure it's going to go along the edge there, that it's gonna fit. So you pinch the first 2 hinges together, okay? That's for your first page, okay? And then you skip the next one and you pinch the next 2 together. That's your second page. We're gonna have 4 pages, guys. Skip the next one, pinch the next 2. All right, that's number 3. Skip the next one and pinch the last one or the last 2 together, okay? And that becomes your hinge, okay? And that's what we will glue in our book this way, okay? And then when I have it centered, then I will take my bone folder and I will mark the line or the score mark for the bend, okay? After you have put your hinges together, you're gonna flip this over, and I've already started this. Flip your hinges over, and I made a mistake right there. flip your hinges over, and you are going to put, and I used the red line tape so you can see what I did. Let's pretend this isn't, let's go this way. So you are going to put a piece of tape, you know, on every hinge, okay? You're going to glue these two hinges together. You're going to glue these two hinges together, and that's going to start forming your hinge. So let me remove the tape, and then we put these two together, varnish it, and that is your first hinge. There you go. That's your first hinge. Now we will continue to do that for all your hinges. I'm gluing the second one down, or taping the second one down. There's your second one. Okay. Now your third one. And I like to burnish these down again just to make sure that they're nice and bent. It's easier to work with when they're a little flexible. And then your last one, which is this one. All right, there we go. There we go, guys. So we have a 1/2 inch gusset on all the sides. Remove this and erase this, because this will show. Okay. Now, the reason that that is okay is because we need to put tape on there anyway to tape it down. So I'm again going to take my red line tape so you can see where it goes. And you put one on each of your hinges. You know, a little space. I don't know what it's called, but and then you put it along this as well. You know what? I'm going to use a wider tape for that. You know where I'm going with this, so I'm going to use a wider tape. There we go, guys. The back is full of adhesive, and now we need to place it in our book. So we are going to place it in the center, and then we are going to crease that. Okay, so let me remove all the backing. All right, guys, but you know me, I don't trust anything, so I'm gonna put some glue right here just to give it some more strength. And okay, make sure I get it in the corners because I don't want it coming up. All right, guys, now I'm going to do my best to center it and not have you look at my big head. We'll see. Yeah, looks all right. so first I'm going to press the center. And the edge. And now I'm going to take my bone folder, go along that line, that crease. And then I'm going to press the edges. And we're off to a good start, guys. There we go. We are off to a good start. Look at that. I think it's even. Yay. Okay. Yeah, looks even, guys. All right. Now for the inside cover. Let me grab those. Okay, so this is my inside cover, and this is going to cover the rest of the album on the inside. And these, you need two that are 6 1/4 by 6 3/4. Okay, it'll cover your entire inside. For this, I am going to use glue because I am going to cover this with some paper. So I'm going to erase my pencil marks, even though it won't show. And I am going to put it down this way. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue. Make sure you don't go over that crease line. All right, guys, we have got our album made. I really like this little brayer thing. All right, guys, there we go. Our album is put together. Now let's work on the pages. So for your pages, you are going to need 4, and this is 110-pound cardstock. You need 4 pieces that measure 7 1/4 by 6. Okay, and you need 4 pieces that measure 6 3/4 by 6. Okay, then you're going to take your scoreboard. Let me cover my glue because I will probably not use it for a minute. Okay, so you take your scoreboard and this one we're not going to do anything to. This one, however, is the 7 3/4 sheet or cardstock. Okay, so we're going to take our 7 3/4 by 6. On the 7 3/4 inch side, you are going to score it 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so score it 1/2 inch, and then on this side score it at 7 1/4, or you can score 1/2 inch, flip it over and score it 1/2 inch. Okay, so that you're going to do this 4 times, and then you are going to fold this end and fold this end as well, and we burnish that, get it nice and flat, and then we are going to put some adhesive on there. I am going to again use the red line tape so that you can see what I'm doing. So I am putting it closer, I guess closer to the edge, to the fold. Now if you have a 1/2 inch tape, I have it, but I'm afraid to get it too far in and get my pocket stuck. So I chose something that's not as wide. So you put your tape on both sides. Okay, and now I still need this end. I still want that glued down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little, just a small bead of glue. Okay, so I'm going to put a small bead of glue on there, but we are going to glue this on top, and that is going to form our page. Okay. So I am not going to remove the entire thing here, but I am going to put a little bit of glue, not to where it's going to seep out. So let me see if I can stay in frame here. So I'm going to use this end that's not glued down. It's not, you know, where it's not exposed. And I'm going to align it, and then I will remove the rest of that tape. Now this one I can open up, and I see that I did not get any glue seeping out. So we are going to do the same on this side, okay? I'll expose part of the adhesive, part of the glue, the tape. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this end. And then I am going to make sure, push it over, remains flat, and then remove the rest of that tape. And there is our page. These 4 that we've made are going to go in here, and that is going to become our page like that, and it's going to have room for an insert right here. Okay, so we make 4 of those, and oh, you know what, I forgot the tape on this end. So we make 4 of those, and that's what's going to go in here. Okay, so before I do anything else, let me go ahead and erase my pencil marks. Now I did forget to tell you to put tape on both sides of the hinges. Okay, so I'm going to do that with you right now. And you put it closer to the inside edge, the one that goes to your page. There you go, guys. Furnish those down real well. There. Okay, and this is the way our pages go. Okay, There you go. Now let us go ahead and glue those pages down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a little bit of this tape, not the entire thing. I'm going to insert my page, and I like all my inserts, the little flaps, I like them all to face the same way. So all my inserts, I put them down this way to where, you know, this little flap is on the back side. So I put them down that way. It doesn't really matter how you put it down, I don't think. And I like to use this bottom as a guide to make sure my pages are going to fit. So there's my first one. And see why we put the tape closer to the top edge. Oh, I have to remove the back tape. Burnish that as well. There's our first page, guys. I stand when I make tutorials, guys, but for this I feel like I need to sit down so I can get a better look. So I can't see the camera right at this moment. Push it down. Get it even with the bottom one. And I start at the top, guys. That way I know it's not going to bubble up. All right, guys, that is the start of our mini album. Look at that. This one's the one that went down a little bit crooked, and you can see that. Anyway, this is the way I am starting my mini album. Guys, I think it looks good so far. Not bad at all. Okay, so this is where we're going to leave off. In the next tutorial, we're going to make pockets and the inserts and decorate it. So for me, this is the most challenging part of making a mini album. So I hope you guys take the next couple of days and make one for yourself and follow along. All right, guys, and remember, don't throw any of your scraps away. We are going to use them for flaps and pockets and all that good stuff. All right, guys, there you go. That's the start of our mini album. Thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day.